Welcome back, wonderful humans. I'm Danielle and I currently live alone and I'm trying to shift towards healthier meals whilst remaining on a budget. Here's what I ate this week. On Saturday, didn't end up having any breakfast as we headed out for a nice long walk, but for lunch we went into Toby Carvery and I got a roast with some apple pie and custard for afterwards. Then for dinner, I still had some of that leftover fish and chips that you remember from last week's video, so that rounds it off at about 2,300 calories for that day. On Sunday, I did have some breakfast, and wasn't the healthiest of breakfasts. I had a little triple chocolate filled muffin, and also had some morning snacks as well. Again, not super healthy, bit of a theme for this day to be honest. Had some hot honey jaffa cakes. Didn't have any lunch though, but I did have some seafood sticks in the middle of the afternoon before moving on to having a bit of dinner where it was a little bit more, again, not super healthy, but some more sort of snack things with some tzatziki and some tortilla chips as well. So in the end of the day, whilst it wasn't super healthy, it came in at 1,444 calories because it included this little cheesecake. I don't know. There was just something about Sunday that I wasn't really feeling too much, so it clearly meant that healthy eating went a bit out to pot. On to Monday. For breakfast, I just had a few more of those seafood sticks. Again, wasn't feeling super hungry. I was feeling a bit sad and gloomy, even though it was a bank holiday. But then for lunch, I did have some pretzels. I had quite a lot of pretzels. I think I ended up having nearly all of the bag of them actually. But I still managed to have 1,358 calories on the Monday because for dinner, I just had this chicken salad with a bit of cucumber, some tomatoes, obviously a bit of salad leaves, and then a honey and mustard dressing mixed in there as well. Don't think I had too many snacks. I just ended up having some of these bacon flavored fries. They're a nice super small bag. They're obviously pretty salty and stuff as well. So again, not the healthiest there. And then somewhere along the lines, I decided to have some chocolate milk as well. Warning, this is another one of those weeks where I might show this footage several times, even if I have slightly different quantities of it. On to Tuesday, and I just had some simple things for breakfast. I had some of this wholemeal seeded bread with a bit of margarine. I was obviously back to work on Tuesday, and it was going to be incredibly busy, so I wanted to make sure I had something to keep me fueled. I had a banana during my 15-minute break at once. Again, this came as such a welcome relief along with the cup of tea that I managed to have during it because, like I said, work was indeed incredibly hectic. For lunch, I had some more chicken salad with some more of that honey and mustard dressing to go with it. I wanted to make sure that I used some more of the salad before it went bad. And I had some scampi fries on the side as well. Again, I just needed something to crunch on to get me through the stress of that work day after having the bank holiday off the day before. For dinner, I kept it simple and ended up making this very messy tomato, spring onion, and cheese omelette. I think I ended up putting 4 eggs in there, so pretty high on the protein front, and that was 516 calories towards that 1,190 calories for the total of Tuesday. On to Wednesday, and again, I just had another simple breakfast, even simpler than yesterday. Just grabbed a banana, and that counted towards some of my 1,280 calories for the day. I then went on to have some more of those scampi fries during my morning break at work. Again, something to crunch on. Luckily, Wednesday wasn't quite as hectic at work as it had been the day before. For lunch, I just finished off the small amount of salad that I had. It was actually a lot smaller amount, probably about half to what I had been having. So I obviously had a bit less of the dressing to go with it as well. But it's still super delicious, and I'm pleased I managed to use it all up before it went bad. Afternoon snacks, I got some of those light baby bowls and the fridge raiders that I got during my grocery shopping haul last week that I'll pin somewhere up in the cards for you. Just had those for some snacks along the way. And then for dinner, I tried to, again, I kept it simple. I was still feeling a bit drained. So I just had some fish fingers, cheese, and tomatoes on a wrap that obviously I did fold up. Then for the evening snacks, I had this big peach lollipop that we got from the York Castle Museum when we went there a few weeks ago as well. And I had to sort of take a guess on the calories. So I did 3 Chumps and took that as a good guess. And yep, I had some more chocolate milk as well during the day. On to Thursday, And I just had some more of that toast for breakfast. Again, with some more margarine, so nothing super fancy there. Before I moved on to having some morning snacks again during my work break, another one of those Baby Bells and fridge raiders. I find that these are obviously super good protein wise, but not too heavy in calories, and they keep me going a little bit as well as being quick to have. For lunch, I just had some more of those seafood sticks. Was trying to make sure I used some of those up as well before they went bad. And I wasn't feeling super hungry. So then I finished off some milk, and this is what I meant by you might see the footage a few times. I only had a small amount of the milk left that day, but so I just had some of that. For afternoon snacks, I ended up treating myself to a penguin bar, and I had some of the Arizona watermelons in my fridge as well. So I had one of those to get me through the day a bit more until I got to dinner time, where I coated some chicken in some za'atar seasoning with some jasmine rice and some avocado on the side as well. That ended up contributing towards the 1,574 calories that I had on Thursday, which obviously because the dinner was basically half of that. So, but it was super delicious, super filling, and kept me going. So it was well worth it, I think, in the end. And then moving on to Friday, I ended up obviously having some more breakfast again, but I mixed it up today. Had one of these blueberry and blackcurrant layered yogurts. My bananas, you can see, are starting to go a bit. And I just had a handful of grapes as well. So just trying to keep it a bit healthy, even though it's obviously quite high in sugar. Then for my morning snacks, you can probably guess what's coming next. I had some of those, another Baby Bell and some more of those fridge raiders. And these are all contributing towards the 1,478 calories that I had for the Friday. Then for lunch, I mixed it up a little bit, but I had some of that jasmine rice left. So I mixed some cheese with it and made sure it was super warmed through so that cheese was all melted. Had some baby cucumbers and tomatoes to go with it. For dinner, as you can see, I was going to do quesadilla, but I could only fold it in half because I may or may not have mildly overcooked the wrap that I did. That had some tuna in there with some cheese and spring onions. Then there's some avocado on the side as well. So as always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Thanks so much for joining. And if you enjoyed it, please consider hitting all the good buttons and commenting to see more next time.